Alright, so it's Tuesday. Tuesday after the Saturday and Sunday of Everesting attempt. Um, my Everesting was rained out. 7 a.m. Saturday, started storming. Did not stop. So the roads became unsafe. There was mini streams of rain on the shoulder lane. And you combine that with a negative 9% gradient on the downhill. Basically, you'd be risking life and limb to do the Everesting. So, at 11,000 feet, myself, John Sage, and Chris Alt decided that it was totally unsafe and that we should call it quits. My lower back was screaming. I think my stem was too long for Everesting. Great for sprinting, getting low and forward and drop. But for Everesting, climbing for 24 hours, definitely my stem was too long. 100 millimeter stem. I could probably go with maybe a 40 millimeter stem for being more upright, because aerodynamics does not play a role in Everesting. So I really should have changed out my stem. I thought it was my core, but I did a lot of core work and still my lower back started to scream at 10,000 feet. I made it to 11,000 feet before the storm hit, and it just became unsafe. Next day, Sunday morning, 7 a.m., using the restroom, got sore stomach, got dizzy, lightheaded, tried to lay down, felt like I had to go again, rushed over to the restroom, fainted, hit my head on a ceramic owl on the bathroom shelf, ended up falling into the tub, and Jen woke me up, so ended up in the emergency room. Yeah, so ended up in the emergency room. Docs there were concerned about my heart, so they hooked me up to an EKG, monitored me for a few hours. Heart was okay, glucose was okay, blood pressure was okay, hemoglobin checked out just fine. I'm always slightly under because I have thalassemia, which is a genetic anemia, and so all that checked out okay. So basically it was due to syncope, due to exhaustion, and probably a vasovagal episode which dropped my blood pressure, caused the dizziness. Because I had taken a nap and slept overnight after the Everesting. So actually, typo. Monday morning is when I fell and hit my head and fainted. Not Sunday. Sunday is when we called it quits. Sunday morning. Because I started the Everesting 7 p.m. Saturday, rode all through the night with John. Yeah, so I rode all through the night, Saturday night, 7 p.m. all the way till Sunday morning, 7 a.m., 12 hours. Is that 12 hours? Yeah, that's 12 hours. And then we had to call it quits. Chris Alt came at 7 a.m. for the 16th lap, because each lap was 700 feet of Mach kilo. Body was feeling good, just sit bones kind of hurt. So I would if I ever did it again, definitely shorter stem with a slight rise, and bring an extra saddle to switch up the sit bone arrangement because at 9% gradient constantly for 24 hours or anything beyond 12 hours, you, correct me if I'm wrong, you're putting a lot of more pressure on your sit bones than on flat ground. So I would definitely bring a shorter stem with a rise and two different saddles that work well with your sit bones, because my tarmac is kind of built for pace lining and sprinting, so which is fine on flat ground with hills in between, but if you're doing an Everesting, which is just strictly climbing, comfort, my advice is comfort is paramount. Comfort should be number one. Forget aerodynamics, forget everything else. Comfort should be your number one goal. So I also brought the extra kits. That was really good to switch out my kit at 7,000 feet because of the rain and the humidity. It just became gross after 7,000 feet. So that's pretty much the review, and I'm recovering now. Just recovering, taking it easy. Doctor said to take it easy for at least 2 days, and taking care of this laceration to my head here with staples. Yeah. So I hope you're having a good week. If you're thinking about Everesting, those are my considerations, and bring some snacks of a whole flurry, different variety of snacks, dry snacks, moist snacks, sandwiches that agree with your body type, your digestion. Like John had, I think, tuna sandwiches or something. He's not vegan. He had, I think, tuna sandwiches or PB&J sandwiches, something like that. And he just made a ton of those sandwiches, and he cut them in half, and every few laps or so he'd have a sandwich. I had vegan manapuas, which is like a bread bun with some char siu fake meat inside of it. Super tasty. I had some coffee, I had Gatorade, I had sweet tea, I had water. So every lap or every 2 laps I'd have a cup of Gatorade, next one I'd have a cup of water, next one I would have a cup of sweet tea, just to keep the taste buds going. I brought a toothbrush to brush my teeth at 7,000 feet because the teeth were just feeling grimy after 6 hours of climbing. So that's my experience with Everesting. Would I ever do it again? Only time will tell. That's all I gotta say. Signing out for the Everesting part of my channel. This is the vegan cyborg, and hope you learned something from my Everesting experience, and hope you enjoyed the journey with me. Thank you for watching as always. Comment down below, consider subscribing, and have a great ride. Alright, thanks for watching. As always, enjoy your coffee. Peace.